So for some reason, I can't find either of my two gray beanies, and while I'm in the middle of having a crisis about that, we're just gonna wear the bonnet. But today, we've got a death battle here that apparently came out a little while ago. I got the playlist pulled up here just to see if anything stands out to me that I haven't seen yet that I could react to. But this came out quite a while ago, and I somehow missed it. Gogeta versus Vegito. I remember them doing a 1-minute melee or like a DBX or something like that of those characters a while back. And I remember disagreeing because I believe that Gogeta won that one with a Soul Punisher or a Stardust Breaker, whatever you want to call it, and that just wouldn't work. Big fan of Dragon Ball here. Pretty big Dragon Ball expert as well. So I'm gonna go in here with my knowledge of the characters and the lore and the world and weigh in early. Right here, right now, that Vegito should win. But Gogeta's more popular, so I wouldn't be surprised if Gogeta does win. That being said, we're going to do what we always do. Skip ahead to when the fight starts. Which I'm realizing I could just use this to find out. A little bit of rationale as to why I think Vegito should win. Mostly just lore. What we have from the Daizenshu, sorry, and from the actual manga is that the Otara fusion is stronger than the Metamorph fusion dance. We don't know if that's quantifiable. It could be stronger by 1%. The thing is, though, that doesn't really matter because there are such heavy stipulations on both forms of fusion. So it really just comes down to I have a clear bias towards Vegito. Vegito's my favorite, so that's what I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna go with. Could be wrong. Let's see how it goes.
Dragon, it's time for a death battle!
Let's turn that down a little.
Madness. Whoa, Vegeta.
Oh, it's Masako X. I guess he just does Goku whenever they need him to. I think it's Masako, right? All right. The animation here is actually really good. Like, this is probably the best that a Dragon Ball related death battle has ever looked. Got some Spirit Sword action. That Stardust Fall? I can't really tell. Shenron's still there, that's nice. I guess there's still 2 wishes left to grant, huh?
Not bad. Want to kick it up a notch? Sure.
And here's something new! I will say that I would have liked for Vegito to say Yosha or alright when he popped up, but that's neither here nor there. That has no impact on the actual battle. Let's keep going. Super Saiyan 4 action. I actually think, despite being such a big Vegito fan, I think that, like, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is the coolest that a Dragon Ball character has ever looked. The unfortunate thing is that... Did they just destroy the... Did they kill themselves? They're on Snake Way. Now he's blue. So they should be even. Hey, that's Stardust Fall. That actually looks... straight out of the movie. Hang on. I can't find my keyboard. Yeah, that looks like they just pulled it straight from the Broly movie. Real quick. As I was saying about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball GT. I actually like it a lot more than I like Dragon Ball Super. The unfortunate thing is that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is one of the most useless characters in all of Eastern fiction that I have ever seen. Because he pops up and accomplishes nothing. Like, Vegito doesn't have any actual wins in the Buu Saga or the Goku Black Saga, But that's because the plot got in the way, right? Like, he wasn't allowed to defeat Boo, otherwise Gohan and Trunks and Goten would have all died. But he still went inside of Boo and released everybody that had been absorbed. So Vegito still accomplishes something in that fight. Against Goku, well, against Zamasu, I don't know. I mean, he just... The arc was about Trunks, so of course Trunks had to be the one that got the win. But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta just didn't do anything. He just faffed around for 10 minutes and then lost. Nothing... I don't know. He's very much carried by the aura that he gets when they put him in video games. Anyway. Which is funny because for as much as people claim to hate GT, they love it when Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta gets added to something, but here we are. We're back on Earth. I hope Roshi's not home.
Gotcha.
Why didn't he do that when he was Super Saiyan 4? If he's gonna do a bluff Kamehameha, he should do it... whatever. That's the move he did on Broly. Now we're inside the hyperbolic time chamber.
Guess it's now or never.
Yeah, they're both probably running out of time. Stardust Breaker. Final Kamehameha. I think. Yeah, the thing is that the Stardust Breaker wouldn't do anything to Vegito, so he wasted his time doing that. Hey! The reason that I say that the Stardust Breaker wouldn't have worked on Vegito, which is why I was upset that that's how they won the first time that they did this matchup, is that the Stardust Breaker is designed to eliminate evil. That's why it completely wiped all of the evil out of Janemba and left behind the kid that got turned into him. And that's made canon by what happens in the Super Broly movie when Gogeta uses the Stardust Breaker on Broly, and it doesn't hurt him. So if it wouldn't hurt Broly, it wouldn't hurt Vegito either, right? So it's a waste of effort, really, to use an attack like that on somebody that you know is not evil, because that's you, just in a different form. I don't know.
Oh, man,
It would have made more sense to do like a Big Bang Kamehameha.
I guess we probably could have solved a lot of world problems with that.
I suppose world domination can wait another year. This fight was incredibly close.
Well, there's still 2 wishes left to grant. It's fine.
They're almost exactly the same person.
With a few minor differences here and there.
See here. Gogeta has more canonical victories, that is correct. More exclusive techniques. Yeah, I'll say that's fair. Vegito considered stronger by more official sources, correct. Longer duration, correct. No power matching required. That's another thing that's that I completely forgot to mention about the Metamorph Fusion dance, is that the 2 people that are doing it have to have the same power level. And so at certain points throughout the story, either Goku or Vegeta has been stronger than the other. With Potara, that doesn't matter. You could take Mr. Satan and fuse him with Boo, right? But with Gogeta, or rather with Metamorph Fusion, Goku or Vegeta is going to have to lower their power level down to match the other, which is going to make Gogeta weaker than Vegito just by default. I completely forgot about that, but that is a big deal. Even if that percentage is 5%, when you're fighting somebody who's pretty much you need any advantage that you can get.
They're like signature attacks. Neither Vegito nor Gogeta had one single power that provided an absolute edge over the other.
Except perhaps Vegito's longer time limit, though it's
Yeah.
not so clear cut. Both have overtaxed their energy quick enough to end their fusions in less than 10 minutes. Time
Correct.
is the only factor. But
In the
also
alternate ending of the Raging Blast fight where Vegito is victorious, his victory is depicted as more decisive than Gogeta's due to the latter having a shorter time limit. I don't care about Raging Blast. I really don't.
It's possible Vegito's power can actually drain the Potara faster faster than Gogeta's does his own body.
Still, it's twice the time, and that definitely
There
gives
is not enough evidence to definitively prove the Potara uses energy differently than the fusion dance. When the two forms appear together in crossovers like Super Dragon Ball Heroes, this is not an explicit factor. So why are we talking about it?
Vegito more flexibility and strategy. So more often than not, it's safe to say Gogeta would run out of juice first.
Also, when
Yeah,
Vegeta or
I would
Gogeta
assume.
refuse from power overuse, it's typically difficult for them to immediately fuse again due to that lack of energy.
But Vegito had another one over Gogeta. No matter what, he'd always have a very slight power advantage. Remember how the fusion dance requires the fusers to match their power levels? Well, the Potara don't need that.
Goku doesn't
That
need
is
to match
correct.
Vegeta's slightly lower power levels, so
Setting Vegeta's power level as definitively lesser than Goku's is debatable, especially given their spar in Dragon Ball Super Hero. Regardless, one is more likely to have a slight edge rather than both be exactly equal, requiring one to lower their power level. Because this matchup is so close, even a slight drop makes a difference. I want to ask you guys something. Who do you think is stronger in base form between Goku and Vegeta? I think that they are equal in raw power. I think they have the exact same power level. But Goku has a better understanding of the application of his power through just having so much more training over the years than Vegeta had, because Vegeta didn't really train very much at all between like Planet Vegeta getting blown up and the Cell Saga. Like, we don't really see Vegeta training much before he gets defeated by Goku for the first time, because he didn't need to. He was typically stronger than everybody already. Sorry about that. So I figure that because Goku has been training pretty much nonstop for the last 40 years, he's just better at applying his power, which gives him the slight edge over Vegeta. I know that Vegeta beat him in Super Hero. I don't know. Vegeta usually beats him when they fight, so I don't really care.
So there's nothing stopping Vegito from combining the full sum of their parts.
Ah, poor Vegeta. You'll get your day in the sun one day, buddy. Oh, who am I kidding?
This might be
No,
what
you won't.
I was referring to when he said the Potara had a greater effect.
But hey, could Gogeta have
That's fair.
destroyed the earrings? Nope. He would have
No.
had to be able to overpower Vegito first, like how Goku could only destroy Kefla's earrings after he reached Ultra Instinct.
Remember, when comparing levels of power in Dragon Ball,
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
weaker one can overrule
I forgot that that even
anything
happened.
the weaker one does. The earrings likely tend
God,
to be
that's
manipulated
really
by
ugly.
the user's ki aura, similar to their
Correct.
The only time we've ever seen Potara damaged or specifically targeted are when the wearer is overwhelmed or in a vulnerable state. If any stray ki blast could destroy them, we'd have a lot more broken earrings by now.
Lastly,
That's
there's
fair to
some
say.
debate over their personalities. In their first appearance,
There's no consistent evidence that Goku or Vegeta has more influence over either fusion. Vegito's taunting and Gogeta's lack of seems more related to the context of their fights. Dragon Ball Super Broly appears to align Gogeta's personality and voice with that of Vegito as seen in Dragon Ball Super. This is something that because there's a lot of debate that's been going around for years over like who's the dominant personality inside of Vegito or Gogeta, when there's no evidence to say that that's even a real thing. Gogeta acted more serious in Fusion Reborn because the entire universe was at stake. Vegito was acting really silly when he was fighting Boo because he was so confident. He knew from the moment that he emerged that he could school Boo with ease. That's why he was playing with him. And he had a plan. He needed to get Boo desperate enough to try to absorb him. If he wanted to just outright destroy Boo, he could have. That's the difference there. However, when Vegito does pop up again, he continues to act silly and a little childish. But that's just how Vegito is, I guess. That's not necessarily a Goku or Vegeta thing. And it did frustrate me a little bit when I watched Super Broly, when Gogeta showed up and he said, "I'm as powerful as, Kakarot and Vegeta combined." And I'm like, Kakarot and Vegeta is Vegito. Goku and Vegeta is Gogeta. Why is he acting like and talking like Vegito? But there's nothing I can do about that.
Vegito seemed very cocky and playful against Boo, whereas Gogeta was far more deliberate against Janemba, and thus far more successful. However, these are not core personality traits, and assuming so would be inconsistent with Vegito's serious fight with Zamasu and Gogeta's more brash fights with Broly and Omega Shenron.
Yeah, we can't just pick and choose when they're in or out of character.
Goes, Gogeta and Vegito are practically identical. In the end, Vegito's higher power level, no matter how slight it was, made a big difference in protecting and maintaining his longer, more flexible time limit.
Gogeta was gonna need meta more than that to beat Vegito. Sorry, Wiz, I know that pun was po-terrible.
Wait, shut up. Earth's Dragon Balls give 2 wishes, right?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Shenron!
No, Earth's Dragon Balls give 3 wishes. I will say that I don't miss this. I'm very glad that they don't pop up anymore, at least it seems like. In the recent ones that I've looked at, I haven't seen these guys. So, I guess that does it for that death battle. What do you guys think of the outcome? Do you agree, do you disagree, why or why not? Let me know down below. Also, let me know if there's anything else that you want me to react to in particular. I'll be here all week. Anyway, all that being said, I'll see you later.